DJing is too easy now. That's the thing people say, right? Sync buttons, waveforms, and unlimited musical selections pulled out of thin air at our fingertips. And I hate that argument because I've been mixing on gear that does half the work for me for years, and I have zero shame about it. But what I couldn't figure out was why, with unlimited access to so much music, had I stopped being excited about any of it. Then I borrowed a pair of turntables because I was making a video about what it might be like to DJ in the 80s. And that is when everything changed. And not in a cute, inspirational way, in a therapy adjacent way. Now, maybe you're a DJ who's been curious about vinyl, or maybe you're a DJ who's just here to troll me in the comments. Either way, you should stay because what these two records did to me was not what I signed up for. Fair warning though, if you watch this video, you too may never be able to go back. But actually, we literally are going to go back. So I have to tell you the story first. About a year ago, I was DJing every week, right on schedule, live streams twice a week, plus IRL gigs, and everything looked completely normal from the outside. If you watched me back then, you wouldn't have known anything was wrong. But inside, I was sinking. Prepping a set had turned into a chore, and digging for music, which used to be my favorite part of all this, felt like homework. I kept pushing. So eventually, I just stopped doing it, which meant I was playing sets and just blind mixing. I'd load up tracks I'd never listened to, made sure it was a BPM that made sense, and a waveform that looked like it would behave. And in it goes. It worked well enough that nobody said anything, including me. Inside, I knew something was wrong, but I blamed it on working too much or not getting enough fiber. But I was a DJ who didn't want to listen to music anymore. Music has been my passion for forever, and the thoughts kept swirling in my head. Am I even a DJ anymore? Has anyone noticed? Did I leave the flat iron on? Am I just tired? Do fish get bored? Should I get bangs? What happens when you stop wanting to do the thing you love? Music and I have been together a long time, and somewhere in there we stopped, we'd become roommates, polite, cordial, separate bedrooms. But what I wanted back was the other thing, the butterflies, the staying up till 2 a.m. with the song because I couldn't stop listening. That feeling when a track gets in you for the first time and then it's stuck and you can't get it out. Wait, what kind of a video are we making? I wanted to want it again because mixing used to be the best part of my week. Finding the tracks, having the two songs meet in the middle, doing their little thing, and me standing there like I had invented it. I used to get a rush off of that, and then one day I didn't. And I had to come to terms with the fact that I was being the B word. No, not that one. Burned out. Okay, 2 words, whatever. What I was after, no new controller or new genre could fix. I had to get the feeling back. Little did I know that feeling the music in my hands is just what I ordered. Like I said, this started as a video. I wanted to know what it actually felt like to DJ in the 80s, because vinyl is having a real moment, a 19-year moment, 19 straight years of growth, and $1 billion in sales last year. So I called my friend Nancy, borrowed her turntables, and I went and I bought my first records, which was way more gratifying than buying MP3s. And I want to be honest about my mindset going in, which was not humble. I figured I'd fumble around for 10 minutes. My amazing skills as the okayest DJ on Twitch would kick in and I would be off. I mean, I've been doing this for years. How hard could it be? Well, very hard. I spent hours on beat matching. I would get close, I'd feel real good about myself for about 8 seconds, and then I'd hear the whole thing fall apart. So I'll ask myself, why is this so hard? And then it landed. Hadn't been listening. Somewhere in all those years, my eyes took over the job, and my ears just let them. I wasn't really beat matching. I was reading waveforms. And let me be clear, I have never relied on the sync button except as a tool for switching genres or BPM ranges. But still, beat matching with your eyes is really easy. But here's the thing, the whole time I was failing at beat matching on vinyl, I was having the time of my life, and this is where the magic happened. So there I was, holding the music, becoming one with it, the cover, the art on it, and the little liner notes that somebody actually sat down and wrote. There's the weight of it. You slide it out, you look at it, you put the needle down, you wait a second before anything happens. And I swear, the second that needle hit, I was 9 years old again, playing ABBA on my little disco record player my grandma gave me. See, when I was learning how to DJ, I was in a hurry. Every song ever recorded was sitting right there. So I just went in. But I wasn't playing the records I loved, records I'd saved up for, records I played so much. I knew every scratch. I skipped right over that. And standing there in my studio with the vinyl in my hands and hours of failure behind me, I realized what I'd been missing. And I felt this weight lift from me. I started to feel alive again. See, I had all of this music, but a relationship with none of it. And once I saw it, I couldn't unsee it. So I did the only reasonable thing, and I got a turntable of my own. And then I went back to the record store, and then I went back again, which is how somebody who didn't want to listen to music ended up with a record collection, the very new problem, that being her checking account. So thank you in advance for hitting subscribe, liking the video, maybe dropping a comment, so the $7 I get from YouTube monthly can help me buy more records. So here, supposed to tell you that vinyl was the cure-all that fixed my life, and now I'm healed. Well, not quite. I still DJ digitally. I want to say that clearly because I'm not about to become one of those people that says you're not a real DJ unless you DJ with vinyl. I still stream. I still use my DJ controller. I have a hard drive full of music, and none of that is a crime. But something is different. I DJ differently now. Now I look for songs that have an ebb and a flow, and I'm really digging again. And once again, I love to DJ and make these videos. So yes, I think vinyl is worth the hype, but not as a way to alienate DJs who use digital files. Vinyl helped me move forward by slowing me down and going back, and maybe it will do the same for you. But let me tell you, once you start going backwards, it's really hard to stop. Because after the records, I deleted Spotify and spent 30 days listening to nothing but a 2003 iPod Classic. So go watch how my old iPod changed how I hear music.